Even though Davinci Resolve is an already incredibly powerful piece of software, sometimes using external tools can help us get to the results much faster. Think about plugins, LUT packs, transitions, or even sound effects. These can really elevate the visual world of our videos. And one of the most powerful tools in that category is something called a DCTL. And that's exactly what we will be talking about in this tutorial. So what exactly is a DCTL? How does it help us? And how do we actually use it? Let's break it down step by step. A DCTL is basically custom coding language inside Davinci Resolve. In simple terms, these are files saved with a .dctl extension that allow us to create custom color effects or transformations. You can think of them like LUTs, but they are much more powerful. Instead of just shifting colors, they can handle tone mapping, log conversions, and even more advanced mathematical operations. Today, I will show you two DCTLs in action. The first one is something called DRT, short for Display Render Transform. A Display Render Transform is a step used in Resolve's color-managed workflows. What it does is convert the adjustments we make in a white color space, like Davinci White Gamut Intermediate, and transform them into our final display environment, such as Rec 709 Gamma 2.4. During this conversion, it automatically takes care of the tone mapping, highlight roll-off, and gamut compression. Behind the scenes, most DRTs are powered by one or more DCTLs. I know this might sound a little technical right now, but don't worry, it will make a lot more sense when we actually apply it. So let's jump straight into Resolve. Alright, here on my timeline, I've got a Blackmagic RAW clip ready to go. First, let's open the camera raw panel and select the clip option. For now, I'm leaving settings like color science and white balance untouched. I just want to keep the image as clean as possible and handle things myself using CSTs. Before that, let me quickly show you my project settings. In color management, my timeline color space is set to Davinci White Gamut and the output color space is set to Rec 709 Gamma 2.4. Now, let's apply a color space transform. Since this is a Blackmagic footage, I will set the input color space to Blackmagic Design, White Gamut, Gen 4.5. For the input gamma, we can see here that it's Gen 5, so I will choose Blackmagic Design, Film, Gen 5. And then, for the output color space, I'm selecting Davinci White Gamut, and for output gamma, Davinci Intermediate. Alright, normally, at the end of our pipeline, we would add one last color space transform node, taking the image from Davinci White Gamut, and convert it to Rec 709 Gamma 2.4. That node essentially works as our display render transform, or DRT for short. Inside the CST node, we also have a few tone mapping options. Personally, I usually go with luminous mapping, and for the gamut mapping method, I usually choose saturation compression. At this stage, our image is basically out of log, but here is where it gets interesting. The DCTL I'm about to show you actually replaces the CST and does the job for us. Let me show you how. From the FX gallery, I'm gonna drag the DCTL effect onto a new node. In the DCTL menu, I will select the one I'll be using. It's called JP2499 DRT. And the best thing is it's completely free. I will leave the link down in the description so you can download it. Okay. As soon as you apply it, you can see the change right away. And actually, the key difference between a CST and a DRT is that CST gives you full manual control, letting you set your input and output color spaces one by one. But with this DCTL, everything happens automatically. And sometimes figuring out those settings can be a bit confusing. So with this DCTL, it's all taken care of. On top of that, the DCTL even comes with extra features. For example, there's density, which becomes more noticeable once you add some contrast. We will check that in a minute. You can also experiment with options like overall hue rotation to fine-tune your look. But honestly, you don't have to tweak anything. You can just leave it as it is and start grading right away. To give you a better idea, let me show you a comparison. I will add a couple of nodes and head into the HDR panel to bring some life into our image. Let's drop the shadows a bit and increase the global exposure and lift the highlights slightly. I will create another node and then I will set the pivot to mid-grade point and boost the contrast. And now, when I toggle on and off, you can really see the image coming together. Alright, let's compare the two versions. I will take a version of the DRT result and disable it and grab another one using just CST. This one is the CST version and here is the DCTL version. As you can see, the difference is pretty significant. And again, the great thing about this DCTL is that it's completely free. Just by dropping this DRT node at the very end of your node tree, you can quickly get cleaner, better looking results. Or if you want, even experiment for a different type of look. Now let's clean up and name our nodes. I will call the first one primaries, the second contrast, this one is DRT, and this one is CST out, and this one is disabled. So, okay. I want to expand the node tree a little. Let's add another node, plus I will add some parallel nodes. This section will be for secondaries. Usually my structure goes like this. I add primary, contrast, maybe curves and saturation. And then after these main adjustments, I add my secondaries. I'll throw in another node here, and this parallel group will be dedicated to power windows. I will also add a look node, and that should be enough for now. So let's move on to the second DCTL. This one is called Saturator from Iridescent Color. It uses an adaptive saturation model to help you boost saturation in a way that feels more cinematic and cleaner. Again, I'll apply it to the node. The file name is IC Saturator. It's super simple to use. There are only 3 sliders. The first one controls saturation, and what's nice is it increases saturation without breaking the image or making it look messy. Then you've got 2 extra sliders. One is saturation limit, where you can decide the maximum range, and the other is subtractive level, which helps you fine-tune the saturation even further. And the result, honestly, is really impressive. And the fact that it's free makes it even better. So, huge thanks to the creator. Now let's add a few finishing touches to the grade. When I want to create a quick look, I often use Dehancer. Since we are working in Davinci Intermediate, I will switch the workspace. And then I will disable all the tools first. After that, I will enable film. And for the print profile, I will select Codec 2383. I will also enable Film Developer, Film Compression, and Expand. Okay, now I will go into the Expand menu and lower the contrast a bit and make some small tweaks in the print menu. This part isn't super important. I just want to create a quick and refined look. Let's also bring the output down to around half so it's not too overwhelming. Alright, you can see when I toggle on and off, even with just these small adjustments, the look already feels pretty solid. Before we wrap up, let me show you a quick power window trick that might come in handy. As you can see, the character's face is sitting a bit in the shadows. I will drop a circular window over him, feather it out, and then lift the gamma a touch so it doesn't fall too deep into the dark. Then I will right-click on the node and choose Add Outside Node. When you create an outside node, it automatically links the alpha channel, so it affects the area outside that window. Here, I will bring the gamma down a little. And just like that, with these 2 nodes, we are pulling all the attention to the character, while also controlling the lighting more easily. If needed, I can even add another window at the bottom to brighten up the lower part of the frame so it doesn't feel too heavy. Even with just these 3 nodes, you can completely shift the focus of your image. A small tip, but really powerful. Of course, let's not drift too far from our main topic, but keep this little trick in mind. Okay, let me wrap things up. You can find tons of other DCTLs out there. Some are paid, but plenty are free as well. As you've seen today, both this Saturator and the 2499 DRT are incredibly powerful tools you can start using right away. And that's everything I wanted to share about DCTLs. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. And if you know of a DCTL worth recommending, please share that too. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care.